Each time a decision comes up, no matter how small or big, it could be something like whether to start a new connection, whether to take a job, whether to change career. It could be to decide whether to go to an event, a holiday, a location, anything. Who is the one person who you should always listen to make that decision for you? Is it a parent, a relative, sibling? Is it a friend, your best friend? Is it a peer, a colleague, your boss? Or maybe you should allow people online to make that decision for you, be they from social media, from TV, from the news. If we try to let everyone online make this decision for us, we're going to be suffering from such confusion and overwhelm because everyone has an opinion and those opinions are always going to differ to each other. Everyone's always going to say, oh no, you should do that. Don't listen to that person. No, you should do this, etc. And then where are you going to be? But maybe making decisions you don't want to make. Years ago, I was doing an office job and I had worked my way up and I was doing this job and it was in a good company and I had really lovely colleagues. Everyone was really nice. Everyone was really respectful. And my manager quite wanted me to take over from them at some point in the future. And I was training towards doing that. But with each year that went past, it started to feel less and less aligned with my soul. So I did this course that was relating towards it. And each year it got more and more intense and time consuming. And each year it felt less and less aligned for me. And I would go home after doing long hours and then do long hours of studying. And then it'd get really late at night. And I would start to look online at things on Pinterest that genuinely lit my heart and soul up with passion, looking up all these creative things that were really inspiring me. And then when I reached 30, I realised, what am I doing with my life? I am feeling this yearning and this passion that is not going away for something else that I want to do, a new career. And why am I still continuing in a career that's familiar to me? Because I've been doing it since my late teens. But it was no longer feeling aligned with my soul. It was no longer lighting me up. It no longer felt like it was enough for me. It felt like something was missing. I was yearning for something. So I started to tell those nearest and dearest to me about my predicament. I'm working in a good place with decent colleagues. I may be working my way up to something, but it doesn't feel aligned. There's something else I really want to do. And do you know what most people said to me? They said things like, you're having a midlife crisis. You are in a decent position. You should stay there. Think of the money. Think of the status. But I did not care about potential increase of salary. I did not care about the status. What was important to me was what was calling to me from my heart and my soul that I wasn't yet honouring by staying in something that my heart and soul and body knew was no longer right for me. Therefore, at that point, I came across two decisions, possible outcomes. It was like I was at crossroads. One of the paths was to continue as I had been doing, to listen to what everyone was saying, the majority anyway, one or two people saying to me, you know, like, you've got this passion, follow it, go for your dreams. But the majority could not see that perspective. If I had listened to the majority of those people, I would have stayed in a job and a career that no longer felt aligned for my highest good, no longer felt aligned with my heart and my soul. And I would be doing a job now that would just feel so stifling to me. And I would be so unhappy and I would feel so unsatisfied as a result of it. My other path option at the crossroads was to listen to what felt right in my body, to make that choice, take that leap, even though it was unfamiliar and it was a massive change and it was scary, but it was a good scary. It was a feeling of excitement and expansion. So I chose to hand in notice with a really good amount of notice. I didn't want to leave anyone in any difficult situation at the job. I was really grateful for everything they had done to me. And then I went back to college, and I was the oldest one there. And probably a lot of the 17-year-olds thought I was really old at 30, but it was exactly what I needed. And it felt so freeing and so amazing. And it has just helped my life spiral upwards as a result. So, going back to the initial question, who is the one person that you should always listen to when you make a decision? And no, it's not your family, your friends, your partner, your colleagues, your boss, your peers. No matter how good their intentions are, the one person you should always listen to is you. You. So, your gut, right? Your body, your nervous system, your intuition, your dreams, all of this is connected. This is all part of your soul, your higher self, the sort of part of you that's the eternal energy that makes up the universe, that knows the answers in your dreams, that feels the truth, right? Listen to this. So, going back again to that first question, who do you listen to? When you're presented with a decision, and it doesn't matter how small or big, right? It could be, do I want strawberry or chocolate ice cream, right? Or it could be, do I stay in this familiar career that is reliable, but it doesn't feel aligned with my soul, or anything else? Do I go on this date with this person? Start to tune in to yourself inwards. What does your gut say? What is your first bodily reaction? Is it excited nerves, or uplifting, or like a feeling of like a Coca-Cola bubble fizz, right? Is it passion? This is your body telling you this is a green light, do the thing. Even if it feels scary, it feels good. This is good. Do it, right? If your body starts to feel like it's contracting and you want to get away from the thing, it doesn't feel right, it feels even draining or scary, and not scary in a good way, like I'm going to push beyond the confines of my comfort zone and do something that is fucking amazing, but scary, like this feels like a big threat to me, this does not feel safe, this does not feel good in my body, it doesn't feel aligned, then stop and don't do the thing. And maybe you might want to do some research or get some people's opinions just for bigger perspectives, or other perspectives to the one you have, if you're not 100% certain if the answer is yes or no. But do not ever feel like you have to make an immediate decision, because if a person or an opportunity is trying to like rush you into like a sense of urgency, then that isn't a good thing. That means that it's not necessarily for you. Sometimes an opportunity will come up and it will move really fast, but it will feel very exciting and aligned. In that case, do it, right? It's like, here's your opportunity, you're manifesting, here's your chance to do this thing. But if it's a case of a person offers you a thing, job, date, whatever it is, and it feels wrong, it feels in your body like stop sign, don't go, right? Don't pass, go, don't collect $200, right? Don't do it, and do not let a person pressure you ever into making a decision if it doesn't feel right for you. This reminds me of a really, really sad story I read in the news just yesterday of a lady who had got with a partner and they were engaged, and when it got to the point of getting married, she had some strong feeling of doubt of, this is really not right for me, I don't really feel too safe. But she went through with it, and it had absolutely tragic consequences that I'm not going to go into. But the point is, that was her body warning her, do not go any further. you still have time to change your mind. You know, you can change your mind. If you do something and it doesn't feel safe, it doesn't feel good, you can change your mind. And sometimes we can make a decision to do a thing and it feels aligned and right at the time. And then we start to do it. And maybe after a while, it doesn't feel aligned anymore. And that's totally okay, because maybe you were brought to this circumstance, this connection, this job, whatever it is, for a lesson, to learn something valuable towards your continued evolution. And then maybe you learn that lesson and then it's time now to pull back. Like I've given an example in another video about a partner I had decades ago, and when I first started going out with them, something didn't feel right, but I was telling myself, oh, you're just being paranoid, there's nothing wrong. And I started having recurring dreams of them being really nasty to me, and then I thought, you know, everything seems fine. But then 3 months later, they showed another side to them, and it started to become exactly like my dreams. And it took me a few more months to end it because I wanted to do it in a very tactful, safe way and to not incur more wrath from them. So they were like naturally wrathful because they were very unhealed. And it took me that lesson to start to get in touch with my intuition, to listen to my body, to listen to the signs within, to listen to my dreams. So I would love to know in the comments below if this has helped you find a different perspective today of who to listen to when you're presented with a decision, and if you start to do this, and what different feelings and direction you notice your life taking in as a result. So if you're enjoying this content, please do sub, and I'll see you next time. Peace out.